Hello world, I am Robinson Recalde and you are watching a video from the Introduction to HTML course. In today's video we are going to talk about the web browsers we can find around the web. What are they, what their use is, and how they work. So let's start with today's lesson. What is a web browser? A web browser is a piece of software that runs on your personal device and enables you to view web pages. Web browsers, often simply called browsers, interpret the HTML code and provide a visual layout displayed on the screen. Browsers typically can also be used to check web-based email and access newsgroups. What are the most popular ones? The most common browser software titles on the market are Microsoft Internet Explorer, Google's Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Apple's Safari, and Opera. Browser availability depends on the operating systems your computer is using, for example Microsoft Windows, Linux, Ubuntu, Mac OS, among others. What does my browser do? When you type a web page address such as edupediaworld.com into your browser, that web page in its entirety is not actually stored on a server ready and waiting to be delivered. In fact, each web page that you request is individually created in response to your request. You are actually calling up a list of requests to get content from various resource directories or servers on which the content for that page is stored. It is rather like a recipe for a cake. You have a shopping list of ingredients which are the requests for content that when combined in the correct order bakes a cake, the web page. The page may be made up from content from different sources. Images may come from one server, text content from another, scripts such as the scripts from another, and ads from another. As soon as you move to another page, the page that you have just viewed disappears. This is the dynamic nature of websites. So, does the version of my web browser matter? It actually does. I will explain you why. Browsers update regularly, changing to address new aspects of HTML or emerging technologies. Some people continue to use older versions of their browsers, however. This means, at any given time, there may be 2 or 3 active versions of one browser, and several different versions of other browsers being employed by the general public. Imagine the following situation. What if there were several versions of televisions which all display TV programs differently? If this were true, then your favorite television show might look different every time you watch it on someone else's television. This would not only be frustrating to you as a viewer, it would also be frustrating for the show's creator. Web developers must deal with this frustration every day. Because of the difference among various browsers and the large number of computer types, the look and feel of a web page can vary greatly. This means web developers must keep up to date on the latest features of the new browsers, but we must also know how to create web pages that are backward compatible for the older browsers many people may still be using. Okay, so the responsive design. This is the answer to the problem of the browsers. There's a concept that is rather important, and it's the responsive design that the designer of a web page must have prepared for the web developer to work on. Even when the responsive design is about the different devices one could have, it is important to know that the versions of a web page also need to be thought for the older web browsers or for Internet Explorer, which is one of the most problematic web browsers of all. I'm referring here to the fact that a lot of characteristics of modern web pages are not obvious to Internet Explorer and other browsers, or they just do not support the version of the web page. In our final part of the video, we have the personalization of the web browser, or customization, whatever the word you like more. Most web browsers can be easily customized, meaning you can change the text sizes, styles, and colors, as well as the first page that appears when you start your browser. This is usually called your home page or your start page, and it's the page displayed when you click the home button in your browser. For easier access, many people change their home page to a search engine or a news site customized according to their needs. These personalized sites are often called portals and also offer free email to users. A few examples are Yahoo, Google, Bing, and lots more. So folks, this is all for now. Hope we can see each other again in other videos.